Good morning and welcome to P&B Sports today. I'm Ebel Sunday. We're having Sheriff in the studio with me, and also Walter Audio from Lagos, a sport journalist, will also join us in this show. But before I say that, or before we go into the conversation, just grab your teacup because P&B Sports will start now. Welcome back. It's a P&B Sport right here in Abuja. Of course, Sheriff, how are you this morning?
Very, very good, sir. I'm very grateful. Thank you for having me.
But you are smiling because we're having a new coach, isn't it?
Yeah, part of it.
Walter Odige from Lagos, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very well. Good morning.
And I believe Lagos is also hot or cool. I don't know because I spoke to Madam Pat the other time. She said Lagos is very hot too.
It's cold. It's cold this morning.
Perfect. Walter, let me start with you before I get to Sheriff here in the studio. The newly appointed coach, Eric Chili, that name, does it ring a bell?
Yeah, it does. It certainly does ring a bell in Nigeria for the meme we got during the AFCON when his head was hot after Mali exited the tournament and he was being poured water on his hot head. So that's what many Nigerians remember of him. So yes, it does ring a bell.
So is that the only scenario you have to get, and is that the only caption you have to get from Eric?
Okay, to be fair with him, there's been a lot of reactions since his appointment, but that is what many Nigerians choose to see. But to be honest and to be fair on him, his Mali side, they were a second away from defeating Ivory Coast, that's Cote d'Ivoire, the eventual winners of the AFCON. They were so close. I think Ivory Coast equalized in that game 96 minutes. Then Ivory Coast went on to score in the extra time, in the last minute of extra time, 120 minutes. So we can say they lost to the eventual winners, an Ivory Coast team that defeated Nigeria in the final 2-1. So they even took the champions to extra time. And aside that, I think I saw about 2 games from Mali during the tournament, and I thought they played really well. They played attacking football, fast-flowing football, and very good football. But yes, like I said, it wasn't. If you say I should list 10 coaches that I wanted to take over the Super Eagles job, it would have not been in my top 10. But yeah, it's Nigeria. The NFF have decided to do their own. So yeah.
I don't know if we can have the pictures there on the screen. If we have it, maybe if we have the pictures there on the screen. Walter, before I get back to Sheriff, Guavon, okay, before he came out, we have Pesero left, Finidi George was appointed, Finidi George resigned, Guavon was now the interim. Now all this time, now this is what I'm calling. Do you know what I'm calling these names is? We have a lot of time to get a good coach. No disrespect. I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but we have a lot of time to get at least something good, very good. So now sitting down with Eric, because from my own view, I would think that Guavon would have been more experienced or would have handled. That's the truth. I think Guavon is more experienced and he has qualified even the Super Eagle for for AFCON. And now the contract for this coach is just a year, how many months? So if he failed to qualify Nigeria for the World Cup, so what next? Walter.
Okay. let me help you out. You said you don't want to call him. You don't want to say he's not a good coach. So let me help you out. Let me use the term that maybe you would have loved to use. He's not a grade A or a grade B coach.
Okay.
That's just the fact.
Okay.
Yes, it's not if he's good or he's not good. There are a lot of good coaches in Nigeria. For example, Daniel Ogumodede of Remo Stars, Fidelis Ilechukwu of Rangers International. Those are good coaches, but they are not grade A, grade B, grade C. They are not even grade D coaches as far as the coaching pyramid is concerned. So Eric Chell is not a grade A, grade B, grade C. I would say he's a grade D coach if you ask me, because he's just been a manager for just 2 years. He's been a manager for just 2 years, and his high-profile job is Mali national team, which he was relieved of his duties. I think after the AFCON. So, back to your question, the NFF had a lot of time. The appointment of Finidi George was, for me as at then, I felt it was a good one. I felt it was just the right progression after Jose Pizarro. I felt Finidi coming in was the right progression, but people forget to remember that the 2 matches that defined Finidi's time at Super Eagles manager was 2 World Cup qualifiers, and people fail to realize that Finidi was without some of his key players for those fixtures. I remember vividly where Finidi was without Trust Ekong, who's like a rock and the captain of the team, and he was also without Victor Osimhen, who's the team's best player.
But he dropped Trust Ekon, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Trust Ekong was just recovering from an injury, and you wouldn't want to risk it.
But you remember he made someone captain. I don't know if that conversation is right as well.
It's not right. What happened? Trust Ekong was the captain during the AFCON. Then Finidi was appointed after Pizarro was sacked. Then Trust Ekong was nursing an injury that he sustained during the AFCON. So during the qualifiers, the injury, so according to Trust Ekong camp, they said he's willing to play, he can play. But Finidi was like, no, you take time out and recover, because you've not played any matches since the AFCON. You don't expect me to just bring you back in and say, okay, you know what, take this opportunity. But that's not my point. Let me continue making my point. Finidi was, after 2 matches, the NFF, he drew in Nigeria and he lost to Benin Republic in Benin. So after those 2 games, Finidi was relieved of his job. And that is, it was not like he was relieved. There were rumors going around that he would be replaced. NFF made a meeting and they decided to sack Finidi George and appoint a new manager altogether. So Finidi, out of respect for himself, he resigned from the job. So I think my problem is, since then, the NFF has been doing try and error. They appointed Labada from Germany, and for the coach to later come out and say, okay, you know what, I don't have an agreement with the NFF. That was how that deal was off. Then a week to 2 weeks to the Nations Cup qualifier campaign beginning, they brought in Austin Eguavon, and Eguavon did very well. He did brilliantly well. I would have preferred for Eguavon to continue than this appointment right now. But okay, let's even leave it at that. Since November, they've had 2 months to appoint a permanent manager for the Super Eagles. And if this is what they can come up with, I'm sorry, we are not serious. We are not ready. Yes, we are not ready. We are not serious. We've shown lack of ambition. We have world-class players in our team. I can beat my chest and say the Super Eagles have at least 3 world-class players in that team. Players that can play for any club side in the world. Is not every time you see a national team that can boast of 2-3 world-class players. And the Super Eagles currently has 2-3 world-class players. So for you to bring them a coach that is not up to their standard, I'm sorry. I know we don't have money to appoint the A-list coach, but they had the B-list coach. Yes, but they had the B-list coach we could have gone for, and not this, to be honest with you. But I wish him well, and I want all Nigerians to wish him well also, because we cannot afford to fail. If he fails, it's we that fail. So we cannot, because of our hatred for the NFF decision, now go against the new manager. This man is innocent of all charges. So let's support him. Let's back him. He wasn't the right man for the job, if you ask me. But yeah, it's time to support him and show him some backing.
Okay, Walter, let's take the conversation to Sheriff here in the studio. Sheriff, Walter just said something, and I think in all regards, I think I want to agree with Walter. You get?
Yeah.
But if you have the likes of Emmanuel Amonike in Nigeria, you want to remember that took which of the African country again to where? For what how they call
Afcon.
for AFCON. So if you have the likes of Emmanuel Amunike, you have the likes of what they call even Samson Siasa. I think Samson Siasa have service his band. I think he's free to coach now, isn't it, Walter?
Yeah, it's
So you have the likes of Samson Siasa. Of course, there was okay, maybe Samson Siasa have not coached for a very long time. Fine, it's not. But you have Amunike that really wanted this this job. Then why don't you go for those coaches than going for Eric Chair?
You see, that's the problem. I feel like maybe sometimes here in the country we don't appreciate our own very, very much. You get? So even the Eric Chow, Mali had a good season. He was good. He played attacking football. He's not bad, but Nigerians were expecting a high-profile coach, like he has been saying.
Exactly. Super Eagles is not a play.
NFF.
It's not a play team. Let me use that word.
NFF had enough time, more than enough time, to scout for somebody better. And I'm not saying Eric Chow is not good. He is good. For the past 50 years, Mali has not won any game against the Super Eagles. Last match, he managed them. That was their first victory against the Super Eagles for the past 50 years. So I'm not saying he's not good, but we're expecting better. Just like he has said, we're expecting better. Somebody better. We have two good players in our team, in the national team. So we're expecting somebody that can bring the best out of them, somebody that can coordinate them, somebody that the players even will respect. You know, when you bring a coach to a team, that you know that this coach is well to do, he has name, you definitely, you know, you have to respect him. So I think, just like he said, the coach has been appointed, he has been appointed. So I think we should all support him.
Okay, we'll be talking about managers. Of course, that will take us to England, and we're talking about Enzo Maresca. How, because ever since this season, nobody expected that Chelsea would perform this good. You get, because of their last or previous performance from the last season. So, but Enzo came in, he steadied the ship, and now I think the Christmas fixtures, I think he has dropped like in 4 games. How many he has dropped? How many points? I mean, he got 2 points.
Yeah, 2 points.
So I don't know. Do you think? I'm talking to you now, Walter? Do you think Chelsea can finish in top 4? Because now, if you look at the likes of these guys that are sitting second now, is it
Nottingham Forest?
Yes, Nottingham Forest. If you see, like, those guys are not joking, no, at all. And if you see how they've been playing since, and they'll be consistent. So Arsenal also, I think Arsenal is also pushing so hard. So do you think Chelsea can finish in top 4? Walter?
The thing about football is so unpredictable, and sometimes before you make any assertion or any predictions, you should be worried, because your predictions might come back to haunt you. I think the last time we spoke about Chelsea on this show, I think we were talking about, do you think if Chelsea can win the title?
Yes, the title. Yes, true.
That was the question. But 4 games later, the question has changed to if Chelsea can finish in the top 4. So that's football. The truth of the matter is, I think what they've had in the past 4 games is just a blip. In those games, they had the chance to win and win comfortably. Maybe by the Everton game where they drew, I think against Fulham, it was 1-0 till 80 minutes, and they could have easily won that game because they had a lot of chances to win, but they didn't take their chance. Same as against Crystal Palace. Against Ipswich, same story. They could have easily won that game, but they lost and it's football for you. But I think it's just a blip. So now we are sure that, okay, Enzo Maresca and the players, they were not whining us. They were not playing mind games when they said they are not ready for the title. So, but top four, I think it will not depend on them. It will depend on other teams. Let's not begin to be sentimental. Enzo Maresca has done a fantastic job. He has done a very good job this season at Chelsea, but the top four, I think they will get it. I personally think they will get it, but like I said, it depends on other teams. And Manchester City, will Manchester City go on that their 10, 15 games run? Are Newcastle serious enough? Because those are the two teams behind them currently. So I think it depends on those two teams, and I just see Chelsea edging it, and I think they will finish in the top four, if you ask me.
Sheriff, I know this is your team, right? Do you think this transfer window, Enzo can get the right guys on track and see if they can finish top four? Do you think it will be a booster to them?
Right now, you know, every season usually has its ups and downs. When he came in, he said, right now the boys is having their young set of players, they are talented, but he don't think they are ready to contest for the title, which I believe. Middle of the season, that should be like last 10 games, the team was having a good run, like very, very good run, winning games. And you see the way football is, our last 4 games has been very, very bad. Drawing to Everton, playing 0-0, losing to Ipswich, losing to Fulham, and another draw against Crystal Palace. That is 2 points out of the possible 12 in 4 games.
Yes.
That's very, very bad. So right now, I feel like the team is in a good shape. This phase of the season is normal, just like City is experiencing it too. You get, but I really do need there are positions in the team that need to be straightened. The attacker, the attacking force, like the number 9, for example. And I think Chelsea definitely needs a centre back, because, like Mr. Water has said, against Everton, I think we created enough chances to even win the game, but we're not taking our chances. Our front lines are not clinical enough. We're playing the attacking football, but we don't have the finisher there. So if Chelsea can strengthen the attack, getting a good number 9, a high-profile number 9, I think, yeah, the top 4, even like this, I think the top 4 is still feasible. I think we'll make it to the top.
Okay, let me just tie my feet with yours. Maybe it's good to go far. Okay, we'll be going on a short break now. When we return, we'll be talking about Pep Guardiola and how his Manchester City team is going to fare after this transfer window. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. It's the P&B Sports right here in Abuja. I've been with Walter Odige right from Lagos, and also Sheriff here in the studio. But now we'll be moving to Pep Guardiola's team, and for a very long while, or in fact, in Pep Guardiola's managerial career, he has never faced such a hiccup in his career so far since he started coaching. But on this show, Walter, you remember that we talked about this thing, and you said that it's too early to write out Pep Guardiola. But I think the winnings have started coming in, isn't it, Walter?
Yes, you're right. The wins have started coming in, but let's be mindful because of the opponents they've played. I think they've had 2 wins. Yeah, 2 wins on the stretch now.
They play Leicester that also was, in fact, it was Leicester that is not even in form right now. And
West Ham was Zelensky.
Who have recently sacked their manager. So they've had 2 wins, but the 2 wins came against teams that I think they are the worst teams currently in the Premier League. So, but that's not to take anything away from them. I think Guardiola changed something. That's the most important thing. I've always wanted to see him change something, make a tweak. You cannot have a run as bad as the one they had and You are still doing the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. So what it did, it finally tweaked something. It finally made a change. It took Savino from the right wing to the left wing, and boy, the boy has been a marvel because I think he's had one goal. He's not scored prior to then. He's had one goal and 3 assists in the 2 wins for Manchester City. So I think that was a tweak because now Savino is running the byline, crossing the ball to the striker, and Haaland has 2 goals off him. So I think he's made some tweak, but I'm not carried away yet. I cannot really say for sure that they turned the corner. Let's just wait and see what they do when they play much better teams. Because I won't lie to you, I think anybody can beat West Ham and Leicester City right now. So let's see them against better opponents before we make our prediction. But like we said the last time we spoke on the show, I think City needs to go into the January transfer window. Look at that, their midfield is old. They don't have enough legs in the midfield. And I think they lack pace, they lack intensity. They are not doing a lot of running. They have players who are past their prime or who, I would say, they are legged. So I think they need to get at least 1 midfielder or 2 midfielders in this January transfer window. They have the money and they should be looking at that. But if not, I don't see City finishing in the top 4. I know they've had 2 wins, but like I said, it's against teams that I think anybody can beat. So yeah, let's wait and see what they do in the transfer window, and hopefully they get in a replacement or a replacement for Rodri, whom I believe they are missing so much.
Okay, Sheriff,
No.
who do you think City should, or which department do you think City should strengthen in this January transfer window?
It's obvious. They have every other position, and I think those positions are actually doing well. Where they are having problem right now is the midfield. And like he has said, the player they are missing very, very, very much in that midfield is Rodri. His absence has cost them a whole lot. If Rodri is around, I'm not sure Man City will be having a bad season like this. He was a very good player for them, though he's like a defensive midfielder, but there are some games he helped them to win. You might be playing a draw against City, the game is not over. He's good, he shoots from outside the box, he defends for them, he's like their engine room in the midfield, and he's out for the season. So this January transfer, I think City should go to the market, get a player that can fill in for Rodri. I'm not sure they're going to see anybody like him that can play his style of football, but I think maybe they might see somebody that will be close, that will play and take his place, take his back next season.
Okay. Then Walter, let me get back to you, Walter. This guy, this Rodri, is he not the Ballon d'Or winner?
Yes.
Is it that after winning the Ballon d'Or, he now went to sleep? I'm just trying to get. What do you think?
To be honest, I've had a lot of analysis of people trying to say, is it because of one player that the team is struggling? They are trying to say Guardiola should stop making excuses.
Exactly. Is it that they build the structure of the team is built around this guy, or what? What do you think?
Apart from that, let me ask you. I keep on asking this question. Messi and Ronaldo, when in their prime, take them out of Barcelona and Real Madrid team. What do you think will happen to those teams? They will suffer. This Rodri is the engine to Manchester City. He's the best player in the world, whether you like it or not. This is the best, not in the team, in the world. Don't say in the team. He won the Ballon d'Or, which is the award for the best player in the world. You can say whether he deserves it or not. That's a question for another day.
But it has been given to him.
It has been given to him, and he's currently the best player in the world. And you are missing that player. People are acting surprised that your team is missing such a player. You will miss him, definitely, because he is so important. In that team, he's like, what can I say? He's, when you want to make toast bread, if you don't put oil, if you don't oil the pan, and you just go ahead and just do it, it will not come out well.
Definitely.
In that team is the oil, is the butter you spread in the toast bread and in the middle of the bread, so that everything comes out. He's the engine, he's the key, he thinks for every other player in that team. He's so important. He's the one that he defends, he attacks, he changed the tune of the game. If the game is going this way, Rodri calculates and say, okay, no, you know what, let's change it like this. He's that player. He's so important for Manchester City, and Pep is missing him so badly.
Okay, you mentioned Barcelona just now, or Messi of Barcelona. So let's bring Barcelona into the picture. Barcelona also were having a decent season when the league started, but all of a sudden they threw all those things away. So what do you think is do you still think Barcelona is it the manager's is it this manager I mean a managerial syndrome that is still affecting Barcelona? Because even still yet, if you want to tie this story to Manchester United, they still have similar things since Alex Ferguson left 2013. Manchester United have changed up to, is it 6 coaches?
Yeah, they've had enough
They've had
coaches.
6 coaches since 2013 to now, but still, no one have been able to steady that ship. So, do you think Barcelona is still going the same way? Because right now, how can you have such a lead? And of course, because Barcelona, I know of those days, you give them 8 point lead, the season is gone. Just forget about it. But not now. But now they have to treat it. They're even trailing right now behind. I think they are behind Barcelona and
Atletico
behind
Madrid.
Real Madrid as
Yeah,
well.
they're in the top
And Real Madrid
position.
have played a fewer games than them. So what do you have to say about that, Walter?
It seems you used to forget my name. I understand.
Why would I forget your name? After, in fact, let me not go there because more knows how they call it here.
So the truth of the matter is, football is, like I said earlier, when you are making predictions of football, you have to be very, very careful because sometimes you just say your own. In 2 months' time, people will just come and hold you in your shoulder and say, "Oh boy, maybe you talk this thing." So when Barcelona were blowing out, when they went 8 points clear at the top of La Liga, I always ask for cushion because the truth of the matter is you could see areas of the team that were so bad, like their high line is questionable, and you could see that this is a team that if they face low block teams, if they face team that will sit and say, today, you know what, yeah, we will go sit down, come press us, come play us. If we get one chance, we'll eat you on the counter. You know that there will be trouble. I think they lost to Leganes and Getafe. 2 games that at home, 2 games that every Barcelona fan were predicting 5-0, 5-0 victory for, but they lost those 2 games at home. So it, 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 it's easy to defend against a team like Barcelona because they will come at you. You know that if you just sit at the back and don't give them that chance, because once they get that first goal, it's over for you. But if you sit at the back, don't give them that chance, you have a chance of eating them on the counter and eventually scoring them and just sit back. So for me, the signs were there. They have their defensive fragilities, and I think it's been exploited in recent weeks. Is it a sign for worry? Yes, it is, because another thing we should take into consideration is they've been without Lamine Yamal, whom I feel is their best player, and Robert Lewandowski hasn't been producing, or let me say, he hasn't been finishing, he hasn't been clinical as a striker of
Don't you
Barcelona should
think age
be.
is a factor?
Definitely, age is a factor, so they need a younger replacement for him. But in all, I think Hansi Flick is the right man. Give him time. He'll sign players for him. He needs a striker, definitely. He needs another central back. That, okay, even if we're going to play eye line, when push comes to shove, this central back is able to run back and is able to help us coordinate the defense. I think they need someone like Virgil van Dijk. If you ask me, they need an experienced leader because all their central back are young, and sometimes um, you know what experience can do for a football
I could
team.
remember
So
when
yeah,
the days of Puyo then and
yes, yes,
what's his name? The other guy. What's this?
PK.
Yes, PK.
Yeah,
Yeah.
PK. Yeah, so they need experience in their defense. I think they don't have that currently, and they really need that. And for me, yeah, if they can solve that in the summer, they will be fine. But this season, maybe the Champions League, but La Liga, I, I like to go back to my old tweet. I remember the day they beat Real Madrid 4-0 at the Clasico. I put out a tweet that I would people have it was 8 points clear. I said Madrid will still win this time. The title is not won after 10 match days, and so I never thought they would win La Liga this year because this Madrid team, they are so good. They will not play you. They will not dominate you, but you cannot beat them. And once a team has become so difficult for you to beat, what will happen is a draw, and if you cannot draw with them, they will get that victory. Yesterday, like we saw in the Super Cup against Mallorca, 70 minutes it was 0-0, but the match ended 3-0 because now they are difficult to beat and they will soak up that pressure till they are able to score you. So yes, Madrid will win the league this season. That's my own prediction.
Sheriff, he said Madrid will win. Do you agree with that?
Definitely.
And for the fact that this is his first season,
Hansi Flick.
And what is name from PSG? Mbappe. So if Mbappe win this league and also win the Champions League, don't you think it's a good move for Mbappe?
Definitely, personally, but looking at the stats Mbappe has been pulling, his start at PSG, comparing it to what he's doing now, you discover that he dropped. But to me, I would say he's adapting. This is his first season in the team. He'd be given time, and the Mbappe we used to know will be back. But for Barcelona, like Mr. Water has said, they've been playing high line where your CBs are out. And I used to say, even with my friends, the day you play team that will sit back and are not ready to come outside for you to play offensive game with you, team that are built on attacking football, they want to counter you, Barcelona is going to have a problem. Plus, their centre backs are very, very young. They need experienced centre back like Virgil van Dijk, just like he has said. They need a better striker too. Lewandowski is good, but the age is not there for him anymore. He's a very, very good striker.
Looking for Osimhen. Osimhen is there making
definitely. Honestly, looking for
imagine Osimhen in that team. What do you think Barcelona will
do? Very, trust me, very, very solid. I think Osimhen right now will be a good fit for Barcelona. The other players, even see Isak and Newcastle. He's a very good striker, scoring goals in the Premier League. So there are strikers in the market. I think Barcelona will need a striker. They will need.
Barcelona does not have money.
Where's the money to buy?
Exactly, registration. You see Dani Olmo still having issues with them. So we just have to look for a way to manage what they have right now. But is Hansi Flick the right man? Definitely. He's an experienced manager. He has everything it takes to take Barcelona to where Barcelona used to be. He should be given time and they should get players.
So you agree totally with Walter?
Definitely. He has said everything there is to say.
Okay. Like you all know, time is not always our friend when we're on a P&B Sports Show. So I think this is the size of our show. Walter, I want to thank you very much again indeed for your analysis as always on this show. Thank you so much. Anytime I call upon you, you always come and analyze football and dissect it for. Thank you so much, Walter. And I wish you a very good day ahead.
Thank you so much, and you too.
Mr. Sheriff, thank you also. This is your debut on this show.
Yeah, this is my debut. Hopefully, I pray there is more to come.
That's good. That's good, Sheriff. Thank you for coming around.
Thank you very much. So
that's the start of our show this morning. I'm Abel Sunday. For me and the entire team here in this spot, we say goodbye.